Hi everyone, welcome to our Plan With Me series. We are finally in the last week of March and I just broke off my little zipper, but oh well, it is what it is. We are in March week 4 and I am resetting my weekly planner as I always do. We are getting started with Sunday since that is what I consider the first day of the week. And we're going to go all the way up to Saturday, which is already going to be April the 1st. Amazing how quickly the time goes by. But I am excited that we are going to get into the new month. I feel like I definitely need a new month to start some of these challenges and goals that I've had this month that didn't necessarily plan now. And so I'll mention a few of those. But I'm starting off with this washi tape, which is super cute. It's by Simply Gilded. If you don't know who she is, she has amazing washi tape and planning tools. And this one was gifted to me by my sister, and it has these cute bowls with a very blue faded colors, and I like it. It completely clashes with my nails for today, but I like it. And we are starting off by highlighting some of the important times that I have for Sunday and adding in my Ibiza dots, which I use for my morning and evening routine. But Sunday, as I always mention, is my church day. I always say it's the best day of the week because not only do I get to go to church and spend some time with God, but also just refresh for the entire week. And so I like to take my Sunday to definitely just relax. I like to wash laundry on Sundays. I like to clean everything, have the kitchen clean, prepare some of the meals that I have going on for the week, especially because I know that I won't have time to do that throughout the week. So definitely with a very active toddler, this is a routine that has definitely helped out for a very busy mom who works full time, and also we have activities that we also do for her. So ballet is one of them. And I told myself last week, we definitely need to wash this ballet outfit on Sundays, which I did, not realizing that she actually has a ballet recital photo shoot. So she's not even going to wear her outfit. But it's washed, it's clean, and if they do decide to have some class this week, then that is already ready. So I like to start off my weekly planner by opening up my work calendar. It gives me a bird's eye view of what I have going on for the week. For the most part, because of my position, it's pretty empty, but there are a couple of projects, like I said, that I am on, and those really do depend on my time and availability throughout the week. So as I mentioned, now that we're after spring break in the education industry, there are some projects that we're trying to close out, especially because our very strong start for the first day of school, not for this year, but for next year, is going to be hectic. As you know, in our industry, we have teacher shortages, we have paraprofessional shortages, and so we are having to get creative to hire qualified individuals. And my own personal thoughts are that teachers should get paid more. So that is just the way I see it. Obviously, the logistics for that is much complicated that I don't think I fully understand. But working with data has really opened my eyes to know that there are a lot of qualified teachers and they do have a lot of responsibilities, considering how many students they also have throughout, the school year. So I like to keep an open mind with that stuff. But it directly affects my type of work because I have to provide recruitment, selection, and hiring data for teachers for any other position at our organization. So it's important for me to also spend time with the data and do the data cleansing that needs to be done and ensure that there isn't any bias with that. So you'll see here for Monday and Tuesday, I do have an all talent team bi-weekly meeting. We haven't had those in a while. We're a little bit behind because of spring break, but we're finally getting into it. We also have a teacher portfolio huddle on Tuesday. This is pretty simple and clear cut about what the type of meeting it is, but I always like to just add it in here in case if there are some important notes that I'll take down. Typically, I'll use my Notion planner to jot down anything that belongs to me, specifically anything to do with data or maybe any possible areas where I can provide support. But I don't have to present anything. I think I actually do have some items on the teacher portfolio huddle, some reminders in regards to our applicant tracking system. And so I have noticed that there have been a couple of data cleanliness issues. And so I'm trying to ensure that our recruiters are providing accurate data in our system. But aside from that, I also have a couple of things to do for my data tacticals. I am part of a new data collaboration with the data department, and this is really new and I love it because we are finally emphasizing some of the areas of improvement for our organization's data. With this, we've been working on a common data matrix of possible systems and areas where we might have to provide more information or just do a little bit restructuring. That has been pretty fun because I've been not only learning some new things, but I am collaborating with other employees across the organization. So seeing their perspective about what should be included in a BI tool, or even what are some of the projects that we need at our organization, is especially interesting and important because we want to provide just more efficiency across the globe. So, or across the board, not the globe. But other than that, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit here, but I've just honestly been excited about all of these data projects. I do feel a little bit behind with some of the dashboards that I have, but that is just because building a dashboard is not super easy. You need to take your time. You need to also ensure that there is data accuracy, confirm that everything's working as it should. An example, today I found out that one of the dashboards that I have, the roster didn't have the full roster, and so it wasn't showing some of the hires that we've had. Again, these are little things that we have to look at when we are wanting to get more information about our data. So yeah, sometimes I feel like a lot of the work that I have is not related to, direct projects across the organization, but the work that I do is really important. Again, talent acquisition is not easy right now, especially with the type of industry that we have. We have a lot of layoffs, a lot of resignations. And so I'm sure that employers are trying to really use data to just understand who they should be hiring. Aside from making sure that these organizations also have a good hiring process in place, right? That they're not just getting resumes and putting them on the floor. But that's what I have for going on for Wednesday and Thursday. So the data tactical meeting is about an hour and a half on Wednesday, and then we have a data strategy meeting on Thursday. So that has been pretty wholesome in the way that we've been improving some of those processes, and providing my perspective has especially been fun. I also need to do some research on embedded analytics. I tried to win and prove my case this past week in our previous meeting, and we were told we need to research a little bit more. So, again, there is a wide spectrum in this field that I work in, and my planner keeps it all together. I just love how I can quickly add in notes on my planner. And then I should probably do like the way I have my A5 agenda, because I just switched it this morning of the way I have it. So the first divider that I have will now show my current month. And so because we're doing that transition from March to April, that's the reason why I have March and April in that first divider. And then the second divider will have all of the previous months that have already passed. Now, there are many people that once the month ends, they just go and throw away their monthly inserts. I don't do that in case if I need to go back and refer to something throughout the year. As I mentioned, I use this for my home and work tasks and projects, and so I add a lot of notes on my planner, even if it's messy sometimes. And so if I need to refer back to that, I don't want to necessarily throw that away. So I'm deciding that instead of keeping a lot of the financial pieces that I had in this planner, I'm going to remove that and keep only my monthly agenda and my inbox. So if you're not familiar with the inbox, I'll have to do that in my next video. But an inbox insert is the way it is, right? You write down anything that really comes up throughout the day. It doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't have to be professional or, in the perfect handwriting. It just needs to be functional. It needs to be able to add in everything that you have going on in the day. If you need to provide more support on it, maybe to an individual, maybe as a reminder to yourself. And that's definitely something that I don't always use because I directly write on my monthly agenda, but I highly recommend it if you don't use like a task pad, maybe a desk pad, especially if you work in an office or at home like I do. So I'm looking through my stickers to see if I can find a sticker for the church workday. I'm like, I know there is one here that has a little broom. So definitely look into what are some of the areas that you can increase your productivity, especially if a monthly agenda works for you or if just writing down quick notes on a notebook is best for you. As I mentioned also in previous videos, I like to do a monthly overview. As you can see here, I did not write my goals for the month of March. I was supposed to do that, I didn't, and so now I need to check in on April and write down my actual goals. So I'm doing it in this video so that I don't forget, but also because I wonder if there, and this is just the way my mind works, right? Excuse the data language. But I wonder if there's a correlation of me not meeting my goals for the month of March because I actually did not write them down. So I use my Notion planner. I do have a Notion life planner where I add in more projects, more tasks. But in this situation, I also do a monthly review, and I did not write my goals for the month of March. So I know that if I write it in this video, at the end of April, I'll be able to go back and check off which goals I was able to meet. And there's not that many that I have here, but some of the important ones that I have is to pay off a farming equipment that we purchased. And so I'm pretty close to getting that completely paid off. And so I definitely want to add that there, and it's probably going to stay there until it's completely paid off. But I also have a couple of work goals, and that includes finishing some of the sequel courses that I started. And then my personal goals, number one is gardening, and I probably won't write anything in my home goals because I did start to garden, and all I want to do is keep those plants alive so that I can have vegetables for the rest of the year. That's related to my homesteading life, and so if you're interested in that, let me know. But my personal goals for sure are to just take some time to really relax. I feel like I haven't done that. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I provide some time for self-care. But yeah, for the most part, everything is pretty simple. You know, there's not too many complicated goals, and I don't like to add in any complicated goals, especially when life is life. And so you just need to take it one day at a time. But probably some of my priorities for this month is to create 2 more Notion templates. I feel that they work, and if people use Notion a little bit more, they can definitely become more productive no matter what industry they work in. And again, I mentioned that they have, you're able to use it on your phone. I do that all the time, especially because I'm on the go. So yeah, this is what we have for the March week 4.